I initially played Red Dead Redemption 2 almost 3 years ago now in March of 2020, and not long after I bought the first Red Dead Redemption on my Xbox. However, the game has stayed dormant in my library ever since. However, I finally played the game in 2023, and oh boy, Red Dead Redemption 1 is amazing. So after playing the game during the last week now, this game is absolutely fantastic. I heard many good things about Red Dead Redemption 1, and I was expecting it to be as good as Red Dead Redemption 2 in all of its aspects, and I can definitely say that with a conscious mind, Red Dead Redemption 1 is absolutely amazing. The game still holds up extremely well even today. So today I'm going to cover the gameplay of Red Dead Redemption 1 without any spoilers in terms of gameplay, and very minimal spoilers in the story section of the video. I'm just going to talk about my thoughts about the game and why I still think it's worth playing in 2023, almost 13 years after its initial release. And I think that you should really watch this video if you're considering buying the game, or you just want to see a newcomer's experience to Red Dead Redemption 1. So let's get right into it. Let's start with the story section of this video. I'm going to try and keep story spoilers to the minimum, and if I do spoil anything, I'm really sorry, but I'm trying to not spoil anything for anyone that hasn't already played the game. So Red Dead Redemption 1 story is actually after Red Dead Redemption 2 story, as Red Dead Redemption 2 is a prequel, and I already knew that going in, so I knew that I was going to go about 10 years into the future after Red Dead Redemption 2, or a couple years after its epilogue. I knew that the story was going to be focused on John as the protagonist, as it was in the epilogue of Red Dead Redemption 2. So I was really looking forward to this, and I actually was blown away by how good the game really was in portraying its story of John Marston. In the story, John Marston has to hunt down his former gang members of Javier, Bill Williamson, and Dutch Van der Linde, and it's really gripping story when you look at it in the perspective of after playing Red Dead Redemption 2. In Red Dead Redemption 2, you become so connected to these characters, even after all these horrible things that they've done, or even them betraying you at the end of Red Dead Redemption 2, you still feel a connection to these characters. So the fact that you now have to play as John and then go in your way to go find them and hunt them down and to just murder them is a really gripping plot point, and I'm glad that developers chose this as the story of Red Dead Redemption 1. All the characters here are not just focused on, example, Javier, Dutch, and the former gang members. It's more the focus on John Marston and the people around him. There's many crazy things you do in Red Dead Redemption 1 story. You go to Mexico, you're also in the West, you go to the East, you go all over America, even in Mexico, you overthrow the Mexican government. There's so much things happening at once in Red Dead Redemption 1 story, and it's a really fantastic story overall. In Red Dead Redemption 2, you always felt this calmness in being with everyone. You had a camp to go to all the time, you could find gang members to do stuff with. There was this connection to a bunch of different people. You were in a group. There was not a sense of loneliness. What I found in Red Dead Redemption 1 story is that I always felt lonely. The game was very eerie and creepy due to this. Pretty much everything in the game was a one-man adventure, and going through all of the game just as John Marston, trying to save your family by doing the things that you don't really want to do, by killing the rest of your gang, is a really haunting story, but it's also a fantastic one. So if you're looking for a story that has the same magnitude and impact of Red Dead Redemption 2 story, and you haven't played Red Dead Redemption 1 yet, this game is going to definitely satisfy that itch for more Red Dead Redemption. And the story here is as good as Red Dead Redemption 2 story, with an absolutely fantastic protagonist in John Marston, as you already probably know if you've already played Red Dead Redemption 2. So I really recommend giving the game a go, which you can try on Xbox in any way due to its backwards compatibility. Now let's talk about the gameplay of Red Dead Redemption 1, and I can definitely say that with a conscious mind, Red Dead Redemption 1 doesn't change very much from Red Dead Redemption 2, in terms of Red Dead Redemption 2 just taking what Red Dead Redemption 1 did and not really changing the formula at all. I can see why a lot of people were complaining at the initial release of Red Dead Redemption 2, due to the fact that the gameplay wasn't really changed. It was the same thing with the Deadeye, the shooting, the taking cover. There was no new mechanics in Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's pretty much the same here in Red Dead Redemption 1. The game is what it is in Red Dead Redemption 2. There's not much difference when you're correlating between the two games, except a little bit of polish when playing through the gameplay and the combat in Red Dead Redemption 2. There's still the horse, you're still horse riding everywhere, you're still using stagecoaches, you're doing all this stuff. There's all that same stuff in Red Dead Redemption 1. However, the gameplay here can also feel quite janky, and a lot of times I can see that in Rockstar games, the gameplay cannot always be fantastic. The only Rockstar game where I've really played gameplay that is absolutely fantastic in all of its regards is the Max Payne series, because there's a truly innovative gameplay system, and there's actually something unique going going on there. With Red Dead Redemption 1, it was as if they got GTA 4, took the mechanics, and they did take the engine from that game, and then applied it in a Wild West setting, and just fixed a little few things up here and there, added a horse, and then added a few other mechanics such as Deadeye in order to ease the game into a more Western setting. It's not really unique in terms of what it's trying to be. Even Red Dead Redemption 2's gameplay isn't that unique. There's nothing crazy going on. You can find a lot of other games that have more unique gameplay than any of Rockstar's games, and Rockstar isn't really known for the innovative gameplay that they used to make, especially with the Max Payne series, Bully, or even Manhunt. They used to try and change things up a little bit. However, in Red Dead Redemption 1, it's the same Rockstar formula that they've been using for the last 15 years. So don't come into Red Dead Redemption 1 expecting something significantly different from Red Dead Redemption 2, something maybe more innovative for your liking. Despite all that, I really had a fun time with the gameplay in Red Dead Redemption 1. The only complaint I really have, other than the jankiness, is that the aim assist feels way too strong. The aim assist in Red Dead Redemption 2 is there, definitely there. I didn't really play the game with the controller, so I can't really comment on that. But in Red Dead Redemption 1, just aiming your gun aimlessly at the sky can make you aim directly at a bird and be able to shoot them easily. And the Deadeye ability in Red Dead Redemption 1 is so much more broken than it is in Red Dead Redemption 2. I could kill 15 enemies at once in Red Dead Redemption 1 if I really wanted to. And there's not really a charge in terms of phonics and different things you need to use in order to charge up that Deadeye. The more enemies you kill, the more your Deadeye meter actually charges. So it's not really that hard to get Deadeye and use it in all fights all the time. However, I saw myself not really using Deadeye too much compared to Red Dead Redemption 2 because of the fact that the aim assist is just so strong in this game. I could be aiming anywhere and aim directly at the enemy that I want and be able to shoot him with absolute accuracy in the head. And although that can be a little bit annoying at times, it's still pretty alright because of the jankiness of the rest of the gameplay. This is alright, and I still did enjoy myself a lot with the combat in this game. I really enjoy the set pieces of Red Dead Redemption 1. All these big enemies coming out of nowhere with Gatling guns you have, and all these different things that you have on trains, for example, and shooting down all these enemies. The set pieces in this game's gameplay are absolutely amazing. And I would say they're even better than Red Dead Redemption 2. There's so much going on in the gameplay. You'll be invading a fort with all these enemies, 50 enemies on you, just running, shooting. It's really fun to play. I really did enjoy the gameplay here. If you enjoy Red Dead Redemption 2's gameplay just like I did, you're gonna have an absolute blast with Red Dead Redemption 1. As well as this, the traversal is pretty much the same as Red Dead Redemption 1. You've got a horse, they've got stamina, the same sort of thing. However, the horse's stamina in Red Dead Redemption 1 is so much worse than Red Dead Redemption 2, as it constantly keeps running out of stamina, even after just running for a short time, even if you level it up to the max level, which you do very early into the game as well. But the horse riding overall was quite the same as Red Dead Redemption 2, and I didn't quite enjoy looking around all the scenery and everything that the game had to offer. But on to another point, there was a lot of variety in the environments that I was riding in. You'll be riding in Mexico, in the West, in the East. There's so much things going on in the environments of Red Dead Redemption 1, and just as Red Dead Redemption 2 created this beautiful environment, so did Red Dead Redemption 1, and the graphics really did age quite well, and the art style really helps that out a lot because it doesn't have that same ultra realism as Red Dead Redemption 2, and instead has a defined art style that really makes it age quite well, such as Borderlands, for example, that aged quite well due to its defined art style. And I really like the art style in Red Dead Redemption 1, and looking at all the environments, traversing the world is really a joy to behold. And there's a lot of different stranger missions such as Red Dead Redemption 2, and a lot of things that are happening in the world that make it really feel alive. So if you thought that Red Dead Redemption 1 wasn't going to feel as alive as Red Dead Redemption 2, you're going to be gladly mistaken, because the world here is so alive. There's so much stuff going on in every region of the map, and it's really enjoyable to just be roaming around and all these different stranger things happening. A person trying to steal your horse, or someone getting shot, a lawman trying to capture a bounty hunter, or something like that. There's just so much going on in the world, and it really makes the world feel alive and feel lived in, even though there's that dread of loneliness at all times due to there being no gang, being no family for John Marston to go to. And this really amplifies the gameplay systems overall. I don't want to spoil anything about the stranger missions, so I'm not going to be talking about them, but they are all quite fantastic, and I really enjoy just roaming around the world of Red Dead Redemption 1. So if you're looking for a gameplay system similar to Red Dead Redemption 2 and you enjoyed that gameplay as well, you're going to find that right here with Red Dead Redemption 1, and it's really fun to play. So I do recommend the game based on the gameplay as well. Well, that pretty much wraps up my experience with Red Dead Redemption 1 after almost 13 years after its release, and playing the game for the first time as a newcomer to Red Dead Redemption 1 in 2023. And I hope I was able to inspire some of the people that haven't already played the game or have played Red Dead Redemption 2 try and find their own way to play Red Dead Redemption 1, as it is a truly fantastic game. And I don't understand why Rockstar hasn't given it a remaster or remake of some sort, because this game is absolutely incredible even today. Anyway, that's all from me for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.